What's up guys, today I'm going to be showing you a quick video on the best Diablo 3 Barb Solo build. And this build is a pretty simple build, consists of IMK 5 piece. It doesn't matter which one you're missing, but the reason you're missing one is because you're going to use Riker 2 piece. Now you can use Riker, it doesn't matter either one, but you need to have one shoulder because there is no IMK shoulder. So with that being said, you need to have Ring of Road Ranger in your Kanai Cube power because you can use 5 IMKs but get the 6-piece bonus. So that is just huge because you get the 2-piece bonus for Rikers and the 6-piece bonus for Immortal Kings. Now what this build does is pretty much just relies on Furious Charge and movement speed. The reason you want a lot of movement speed is because of this. You're gonna use standoff. Now that means it increases equal to 250% of your bonus movement speed. So with each movement speed, you get increased damage equal to 250% of your bonus movement speed. So it basically just increases your damage of Furious Charge equal to your movement speed. So with that being said, you really want to have a lot of movement speed while you're running with this build. You're always going to want to have sprint up. You're always going to want to have battle rage up. You're always going to want to have Wrath of the Berserker up. And the reason you want to have these up is not only for increased movement speed, but for battle rage you're going to need to run bloodshed because for each critical hit, it causes the enemy to explode, damaging nearby enemies. That just means huge AoE damages for each critical hit. But that also means you're going to need to be running a good amount of CHC. Now right now I have 43%, but you can easily get this up to 50%. That is not even hard at all to get up to 50%. And now for the next part we're going to be using Wrath of the Berserker Insanity, and that just means while active, increased damage. Increased damage, always good. So that's why we're using Insanity. The next one, we're going to be using Sprint Marathon, last longer, which is nice. And then for Fierce Charge, this is really debatable whether you want to use Merciless Assault. There's a few other good ones that I've seen on the leaderboard, whether it's Dreadnought, 3 charges, not bad. Stamina, generate additional fury, not bad for each enemy hit, which is pretty good too. And Battering Ram increases damage, Fierce Charge, which is good. But personally, I'm gonna have to go with Fierce Charge just because each enemy reduces a charge of Fierce Charge. So you can go from big pack to big pack, and you'll never run out of Fierce Charges. That's why the Merciless Assault, in my opinion, is the best. Now passive skills, there's not really any debate. Rampage, Berserker's Rage, Ruthless, Nerves of Steel. It's just pretty common. Best damage, best defensives. It's all around the board the best passive skills. Okay, for Ancient Spear we're using Boulder Toss, and what this does is it expends all remaining field to the additional damage. And what this does is basically just increases the damage of your rotation in general with Ancient Spear, dumping all that stack of fury because you're gaining fury so quickly by using Furious Charge. Okay, and now we're going to go over to Call of Ancients, and Call of Ancients is really nice because 50% of all damage dealt to you is instead redirected to your Ancients. And this is amazing because your Ancients cannot die. So 50% of that damage is going directly to your Ancients, but they can't die. So they will never not be there to take that 50% damage. So you're always taking 50% less damage. Okay, now we're going to go on to a few of the respecs you're going to want to do and a few of the gem slots you're going to want to use. Now for high tier solos, I would definitely recommend going full rubies, or not full rubies, full diamonds, because you're gonna increase your toughness by a lot with that resist. So with that being said, I haven't changed any of my gems. It's just how it is, and I just made the video. So now for the respecs, your gloves, you're gonna need CHC, CHD. Now CHC and CHD are the main requirements for this build. So with your gloves, with your amulet, right now I have a defensive amulet, but this really should be somewhere along the lines of this amulet right here. CHD, CHC, movement speed is always good, always good. Um, and vitality, of course, it's just always good. CHD, CHC, vitality, CHC, cooldown, attack speed. Now attack speed is not really the best for this build, but it's currently what I'm using. There is probably better spec for that. And then for boost, you're going to need that movement speed. So whatever you need to change it to movement speed, because that is a must. And then for your Immortal King's Boulder Breaker, you're going to definitely need that increased damage. Whether it is 8%, 10%, whatever you can get, take it. It's the best. And then for your helm, strength, vid, CHC. For your shoulders, strength, vitality, resist. Area damage is really big on your shoulders. Take those over whatever you can. Then for your chest piece, you're going to need the increased damage on your Furious Charge, because that just gives a base increased damage on your Furious Charge, which is really good. And then for your wrists, it's mandatory that you run Ancient Parthenon Defenders, because each enemy stunned within 25 yards reduces your damage taken by 11%. Now that is just ridiculous. That is just going to reduce your damage taken by 11% almost at all times. So with that being said, you're going to want CHC on that, and physical skills. Physical skills are really key, because that is what your main damage dealers are. Okay, now with rings, it's pretty open, but I think the best legendary ring off you're going to have is going to be... Okay, so you're actually going to run focus and restraint. So, I have restraint on. I don't even know where my focus is. Okay, it's right here. Okay, so you're going to want to run focus and restraint. If you can, get CHD, CHC. On this one, I only have CHD, which kind of sucks because now my CHC goes down to 46%. But that is okay, because 46% isn't that bad. And as you guys can see, currently with this build, I am soloing, what, 65, I think? And that's really without trying to push all that hard. That was just an easy run for me. Actually, it was a 60, but in 8 minutes. So as you can tell, I was just blowing by that stuff. And this really is a speed build. So if you're trying to gear up that support bar build, which I'm currently my main bar build on this guy, just because I can run 80 plus GRs, as you guys can see on my 4-man record, is 81 in 11 minutes, and that was with this support bar build. We actually didn't even have that good of a wizard. We really just relied heavily on our supports, which worked out pretty well since we got 11 minutes, and that was a good run. Yeah, this support bar build is pretty standard too. If you guys want to check out that build, just check out the top leaderboards for 4 players. And if you guys want, you can make another support build, best support build for barbarians on that too. Thank you guys for watching. Check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/opjuice. And that is it. Thank you guys for watching.